Good morning, Dimitri. How's that hand today?
What are you doing here?
And a very pleasant good morning to you, too.
I asked you why you're here.
I'm here in hopes of smoothing things over.
I'm not interested.
Look, I know it's very difficult for you and Edmund to be in the same room without there being fireworks. I know Edmund doesn't make things easy.
Look, are you here in some sort of official capacity?
Edmund's not going to drop this, Dimitri.
Oh, he might if he had competent legal advice.
Why don't you just admit he's American and be done with it?
Edmund is not America's claim is phony. And if this was some sort of an intimidation ploy, it just failed. Now, would you get out and stay out?
Isn't this my house, too?
It's almost noon. Oh, would you like a snack? Have some juice?
Oh, no, thanks, honey, really.
Of course not. What am I thinking? My goodness, we're going to be going home. We're going to be celebrating just as soon as we get the biopsy. Oh, Dr. Bell. Dr. Bell, we've been waiting for the test results.
Yes,
You said that they might be back by 10. It's almost noon.
precisely why I said might. I can't guarantee the lab's speed, Miss Kane.
Well, you could have at least updated us on the results of the test.
I'm leaving orders for a CAT scan. We can discuss those results later.
Oh, wait a minute. What do you mean a CAT scan? Now? Why? Why a CAT scan?
That means that the biopsy was positive, Erica.
What do you mean?
The biopsy was positive. I have cancer.
All My Children, brought to you by J.C. Penney.
We should talk somewhere else, I think.
Is my mother right about what the biopsy means?
Yes, she is.
And the biopsy was positive, you're certain?
There are cancerous cells in her lung.
How cancerous? I mean, how many cells?
We'll have a better picture after we do the CAT scan.
No, wait a minute. That's not an answer. I want to know what's going on here.
Well, I told you. We'll know more after the CAT scan.
Well, why and how and why is that necessary?
The bronchoscopy we did on your mother established that there are some cancer cells in her lung. When we look at the CAT scan, we'll see if there's any other involvement.
Any other involvement?
We'll see if the cancer has spread to other organs or is contained in the lung. Then we'll know which way to go in terms of treatment. But I can't say much more until after the CAT scan. Now, I understand your mother is Dr. Martin's secretary. I'll have the test expedited. She won't have to wait around.
The biopsy anyhow, because I'm sure the CAT scan back, everything's going to be all cleared up.
Mona? Honey, if you're ready, I'll take you down now. We'll get this thing done just as quickly as we can.
Oh, great. Can you?
You can come. There are an awful lot of people in this hospital who owe me a lot of favors, and they're all being called in right now.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
Why don't you wait in Joe's office? Or you could wait in the staff lounge if you prefer and make your calls from there.
No. I have things to do here.
Okay. Well, we won't be long.
And I'll be right here.
Okay, baby. Okay.
I love you.
Love you.
Okay, here we go.
No, Dr. Bell, you're not leaving. I have something to say to you, and you are going to listen.
Angelique, of course this is your house, but this has nothing to do with you.
Well, I think it does.
Well, Mr. Montgomery is here to try to smooth things over in regards to Edmund's inheritance claim.
Well, what's wrong with trying to make peace?
In this case, it's an impossible task undertaken by an inappropriate party.
Why is Jack an inappropriate party?
He's Edmund's lawyer. He's taking Edmund's side.
I just came here to talk to you, not to negotiate.
No, you came here to see how far you could push me.
Dimitri.
You're subtle, but your intent was obvious.
Stop being so combative. Why can't Jack try to help?
Angelique, Edmund is trying to defraud us.
No, he is not trying
Tell
to
me
defraud
something,
you.
Jackson. A simple, straight answer.
Do you know how you...
Or are you not Edmund's lawyer?
Yes, I most certainly am Edmund's lawyer, and everything I do will be in the best interest of my client. But where I think you make a mistake, Dimitri, is thinking that your interest and Edmund's are mutually exclusive.
Excuse me, did you pass the bar exam?
I didn't come here to push you around. I didn't come here to intimidate you.
Well, in plain language, why did you come?
Because there is a problem on the table that isn't going to just go away. And in my experience, these problems are best handled by reasonable discussions.
No, you want to avoid going to court. You want to avoid a legal defeat.
Dimitri, I would think that you would want to avoid going to court. It's a very ugly arena to air your family problem.
Yeah, well, this is not a family problem.
Oh, yes, it is. Edmund's your brother.
I will solve the problem that is on the table. And I do not need any help from Edmund's co-conspirator. Now, is that clear?
Oh, yes, that's very clear.
Will you leave?
Dimitri, I would like to speak with Jack.
Angelique, I just told you that I do not want this man in my house.
Jack is my friend, and I would like to speak with him. Not about Edmund, not about the problem.
That's fine. I have a busy day. I hope that you will respect my wishes and not allow Montgomery access to the rest of the house. I don't want anything else removed from this home.
Jack and I can talk outside.
Thank you.
I didn't even ask you if you wanted to speak with me or whether you had the time.
It's fine. I always have time for you.
Can I buy you lunch?
Well, it just so happens I'm free, and I'm absolutely ravenous.
Wonderful. I can't wait to get out of this house.
Mr. Marick, you have nothing to worry about.
You don't think so?
There is a 1-year statute of limitations on probate. Unless Hugo Marick died intestate, and I can't imagine that's the case.
That actually is the case. No will was ever located.
Really? Well, with no statute of limitations application, things could get a bit more complicated, but Mr. Gray clearly has no claim.
He claims that he does.
Without written proof, his lawyer will be laughed out of court.
But Edmund can say that he read it.
All right. Has anybody else read it?
Not that I know of.
And where is this piece of paper? His claim that the paper existed wouldn't stand up in court.
I don't want things to get that far. Now, Edmund will use this to attract as much attention and bad publicity as possible. He will smear the Marick name.
But he's trying to claim that the Marick name is his own. Why would he smear it?
Revenge. Edmund wants to blacken my father's reputation and mine. Now, he may not want to win the court battles. I know that that's not what he's after.
It still doesn't make any sense.
You are dealing with a neurotic, bitter man. Edmund has been consumed by hatred and anger since he's been a child. I will not allow him to drag me through the courts in an attempt to humiliate me.
Well, as I said, the case will be...
I don't want there to be a case. Look, isn't there something that you can do, a legal maneuver to prevent him from taking action?
No. He's free to make his claim. All we can do is just wait and react to whatever method he uses to pursue it.
So, a sick, twisted man can make my life a hell, and I can't stop him. You will regret this, Edmund.
Oh, you hungry?
Oh, I could eat a horse, you kidding?
Little mother has to have her fuel.
Oh, you know, this pregnancy is bringing all kinds of miracles. I never could have lured you away from the office for lunch before.
I'd spend 24 hours a day next to you if you'd let me, but... Oh, well. Come on, we'll have lunch elsewhere.
Oh, no, I am not traipsing all over town just because of Dimitri Marick. I only hope I don't lose my appetite, or worse.
Excuse me for a moment, Alice. Good afternoon. I don't mean to disturb you.
Well, you are tracks.
I just wanted to find out
You know,
how
you've
Mona
got
is.
some nerve slithering over here talking to me with forked tongue. You pretending like everything is just hunky-dory when you just dumped all over my best friend.
Well, I did
Move it
try
along,
to-
Marick.
Poor Erica, here she was so trusting. She thought you really were the real thing, and then you just went ahead and treated her like dirt.
Well, I'm sorry that you feel that way. I just wanted to find out how Mona is.
My wife is in no condition to be upset.
I did not mean to upset anyone.
Yeah.
We'll discuss the matter at the bar.
I don't care how many degrees you have. And I don't care how many hospitals are lining up for your services, Dr. Bell. You are sorely lacking in human decency, not to mention compassion.
I think you should calm
I
down.
don't give a damn what you think. I have just watched my mother get the hardest news of her life, and I am upset.
We could step into my office.
And you didn't even give her the news. My mother had to diagnose herself. Why did you do that? Have you just seen so many cancer cases that you just think the words aren't necessary? Or can't you be bothered?
Your mother works at a hospital.
Yes, so she knows more than most patients. So what? Does that mean that my mother is any less scared? Does that mean that my mother is any less of a human being? And I don't care how busy or how tired you are or anything else, Dr. Bell. My mother deserves better than that.
Must you be so emotional?
Yes, I have a right to be emotional. I have a lot of rights around here, Dr. Bell, and so does my mother. And number one is that you are not some god from on high. You are a doctor, and you work for me.
Miss Kane.
And number two is that our time is just as valuable as yours. You made us wait for hours. When you finally showed up, you just casually dropped this bombshell. No, I'm sorry. This is a rotten thing. Or I'm sorry, but don't you give up. We're going to beat it. And no words of regret or compassion or anything. Don't you dare tell me that I shouldn't be emotional. Because that is my mother we're talking about in her life. And I care even if you don't.
Dr. Bell, I'll talk to Erica.
Thank you.
Erica, I just heard the news myself. I'm so very sorry.
What are we going to do?
We're going to get her well.
With that monster on the case?
Dr. Bell is very good. He's the best.
Oh,
I would go to him myself.
Joe, he's so cold, so unfeeling.
Well, Jim just never has had much of a way with patients.
Oh, boy, is that an understatement.
Mona's going to get the most thorough medical care possible, and she's going to be very well cared for. Everyone at the hospital loves her.
Well, that's true.
Yes.
They do, don't they?
And either Ruth or I are going to be with her every step of the way.
Thank you.
And she has you. That means more than anything else.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh, it is. I do know. Erica, I see it every day here at the hospital. I do. Just the support of a child, a husband, or a wife, or a friend. That's what does it. The support. Pull the patient through. Believe me, medicine alone can't do it. And all of us are going to be right there for Mona.
Joe, please tell me the truth. Is my mother going to die?
I didn't intend to upset your wife.
It may not have been intentional, but you did. But never again, Marick. You got that? You will never upset my wife again.
I know your wife is pregnant and dealing with a lot of tension.
It has nothing to do with her pregnancy. It's you.
I've done nothing to hurt Opal.
You hurt a very dear friend of hers, and to Opal, that's even worse.
Well, maybe she shouldn't be so interested in my personal life. I was merely inquiring about...
Would you do us all a favor and just stop pretending to care? You know, I didn't have a high opinion of you to begin with, but trying to steal a company away and then coming on to the woman who owns it, that's low at low. I think it demonstrates an appalling lack of ethics.
Well, I'm not really interested in what you think.
See, like Opal, I care about Erica. And also like Opal, I take care of my friends.
Good for you.
Yeah, will you stay away from Erica and stay away from my wife? May I suggest you spend a little more time, a little more attention to your own wife?
Keep your suggestions to yourself. I'll be in touch, Alice.
Give me a call.
Oh, my hero. Now at least I can enjoy my meal. So what did you say to his smarminess?
Well, you don't have to worry about Marick. He won't disturb either you or Erica again.
Oh, thank you, lovey. Now the only thing we have to worry about is why the heck he was asking about Mona.
Oh, I wish I were here when you got the news.
I wish you were too.
But look, Erica, a biopsy doesn't give us the whole picture. Maybe less invasive than you think. Have to see the CAT scan first. That'll tell us a lot more. There's no reason to think the worst.
Yet.
I'm optimistic. We caught it early. We have every reason to think we may be able to contain it.
Dear God. Sorry.
Okay. If you're okay for a bit, I would like to go down and check on Mona.
Of course I am.
Yeah.
I'm fine. It's my mother who needs you, really.
I'm going to discuss the case with Dr. Bell. We're all going to do our best. I promise.
Thank you.
I've been trying to find out how your mother is.
Is that right?
Yes. What's happening with her?
Look, I don't need this.
Erica, please, I just want to offer my assistance.
Look, on top of everything else, I do not appreciate having to deal with you. You are the last person on earth that I wish to see. And as for your phony concern about my mother, I don't want to deal with that either.
Obviously, this is not a good time to talk.
No, this is an excellent time to talk to me. I can see everything very clearly right now. I mean, I understand exactly why you asked about my mother.
I asked because I care about her and I care about you.
You are here because you want to just exploit my mother's illness. You want to sympathize me back into your bed.
Oh, Erica, that's the most neurotic, twisted thinking you have...
Well, your method will not work, Dimitri, because I am not a victim, never have been. And my mother's not a victim either. We are strong, and we can fight anything, and that means manipulators like you or cancer.
Cancer?
I was hurt when I thought that I lost you. Because you have value. But let me tell you something. You are no loss.
Erica.
My mother is something of value. And now I may lose her. My mother. The most precious, most worthwhile human being I know. She's what's important here. There's something real to worry about.
I know that you're hurting right
Look, in case you haven't gotten my message, I never want to see you again. I mean, I couldn't care less about you, or hunting lodges, or dreary wives. I can't believe I even ever wasted my time thinking about this.
Just tell me what I can do. Tell me what I can do to help you. I'll do it.
Okay, you want to know what you can do to help me?
Don't see me again. Don't ever talk to me again.
None of our songs are playing.
I can make a request if you like.
Don't bother. It won't really help.
So I guess this thing between Dimitri and Edmund has really gotten to you, hasn't it?
I should be used to it.
Used to what? Used to the battle or used to taking sides?
Both. Growing up at Wildwind was all about taking sides. Everything had to be black or white, or you were with someone or against someone else. I always thought that maybe I was an exception, being a girl. You see, I liked both Dimitri and Edmund. I had very divided loyalties.
What about now?
I'm not sure. Are you what they call liberated?
Well, I'm not anybody's plaything.
No, seriously.
Well, I work with a very brilliant and accomplished lawyer who happens to be a woman, and I don't think the fact that she's female limits her talents or her abilities in any way.
All right.
But here's a great example. Brooke English. I defy anybody to spend time with her and then try to convince anybody else that men have cornered the market in bigger or better brains, believe me.
That's a good example.
I've also spent some time with her son, Jamie. I've changed my share of diapers, powdered my share of behinds. And I could never in a million years be convinced that that's some kind of second-rate woman's work. So I guess if you're looking for a liberated man, I'm your guy.
Love talking with you.
That's because you can agree with everything I say.
No, it's because I feel completely free to disagree.
Oh.
I mean, there are no constraints on me, and I never have the feeling that I'll say something wrong and somehow fail the big test.
Like in the old days of Wild.
Yes.
And maybe these days with Dimitri.
Dimitri's my husband, and he has a right to know that I support him.
Angelique, why does it have to be about picking a side? Why can't Edmund just be your friend?
Well, Edmund being my friend is a little different than agreeing that he's Dimitri's brother.
Yeah, but this issue is not between you and Dimitri.
But it can't help but be a part of our life, Jack.
Yes, but do you really think it gives Dimitri the right to demand that you not see Edmund as a friend just to prove that you're loyal to him?
Dimitri has made no demands. And I'd really rather you not criticize my husband, Jack. Look, let's just finish these hamburgers, okay?
Look, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to criticize your husband. I just hate to see you boxed in like this, damn it.
It's my problem, and I'll handle it.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have to handle it. I mean, you know, these days, women aren't shadows of their husbands. They can have their own friends. They can think for themselves. They can have a career if they want to, and they don't have to get anybody's permission, Angelique.
I do think for myself, Jack.
Do you?
Yes, I do. But when you marry someone, there is such a thing as loyalty. It's not blind devotion. It's caring. Caring enough to be supportive for that other person. Dimitri's been hurt, too.
Oh, yes, being raised wealthy and privileged. What a deprivation that is.
Oh, please don't dismiss Dimitri's feelings just because he happens to be wealthy. No one considers his emotional damage. Having his father painted like a philandering monster who is capable of mistreating one of his sons for an entire lifetime?
Yes, well, the truth sometimes can be ugly, but that doesn't mean it should be suppressed.
We don't know it is the truth. And meanwhile, the Marick name is tarnished. Dimitri has been accused of deliberately breaking and entering and destroying evidence to protect his inheritance.
Okay, but we don't know that isn't the truth. Maybe there's some truth to Edmund's side. Maybe he was treated abominably by the Maricks when he was a kid. And maybe Dimitri would go to such extremes to shut him up and stop him.
My husband has just asked for his wife's support. How can I refuse that? Look, Jack, I know you know that I value our friendship.
Yes, I know.
But if you're going to doubt Dimitri and question my behavior as his wife, then I'm afraid I can't continue with the friendship.
Okay, your point's taken.
I guess we should get home.
Yeah.
When Dimitri gets back from the hospital.
If that's what you want.
It is.
I won't bother you again.
Thank you.
I hope that everything goes well for Mona.
The man has the tenacity of a leech. I thought I made myself clear, Marick.
I was just leaving.
Good, good.
If you and Erica have made the message abundantly clear.
Are you all right, honey?
Oh, sure, I'm fine. It's my mother.
Something wrong with Mona?
No, she may...
Good news, Erica. The cancer's limited to a very small area.
Oh!
We're going to begin radiation as soon as possible to contain it. Then Dr. Bell will operate and remove the tumor.
I won't start radiation immediately.
Well, now, Mona, we...
Oh, Mother, I mean, I realize that it's all been very traumatic for you and very upsetting, but why wouldn't you want to start radiation?
Because I'd like to see my granddaughter while she can still see the grandmother that she knows.
Mona, your health takes priority over everything else.
Well, Joe, I think that my mother's wishes should take priority over everything. I'd like to see Dr. Bell right away.
This is the liberated man seeing me to the door.
Well, I guess some things never change. I do hope that everybody can get through this, and that when it's over, you and I are still friends.
Sounds so ominous.
Evan's not going to give up on this thing. Well, I guess I should be going.
Work?
Yeah, I have an appointment.
It has to do with Edmund's claim, doesn't it?
I'm afraid I can't discuss that with you.
Of course, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I just wish we could all avoid what's bound to come.
Yeah, so do I.
I just also wish you could understand how this is going to hurt Dimitri.
This is going to hurt a lot of other people besides Dimitri. I'll see you.
What is it, Miss Kane?
Dr. Bell, it is very important to my mother that she visit her granddaughter, Bianca, before she starts this radiation treatment.
Where does Bianca live?
In Seattle with her father.
I see.
Well, it would be very good for my mother's spirit. Do you think that this trip would hurt her? Do you think that the time delay would be critical?
She'd go right away?
Well, yes, if that would be all right with you.
Well, I think a short trip would be fine. Will you be going with her?
Yes?
Then there's definitely no problem. I know you'll take good care of her.
Mother, I'm going to book us on the very first flight we can get out this afternoon. We're going to have a wonderful time. The best. I swear to you, the best. I mean, nothing's going to stop the three Kane women. Nothing at all.
The Oprah Show is looking for women who honestly feel okay about their husband being married to another woman. Call 591-9111 if you could allow your spouse to have another woman in his life.
Why are young girls growing up too fast? Plus, easy ways to make your home safe and secure. Join Gary Collins and Sarah Purcell at home. Coming up next, Leanne faces the fight of her life when Kevin and Asa team up to take her baby. Stay tuned for One Life to Live.